Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the most controversial topics in Apex. Yes, that means we are dipping our toes into the mouse and keyboard versus controller debate, because a lot of pros and other high-level players have been swapping to controller lately, and people might not understand the full degree of it. So we're going to be talking about it, breaking it all down. By the end of this video, you will not be confused any little bit. But just quickly, if you guys are here and you're looking to improve your Apex skill, like your movement, your mechanical skill, your positioning, your decision making, stuff like that, then you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there, we have top level coaches creating the best, most highly informative guides that are all site exclusive, so you will not find them anywhere else. We have hundreds of guides on the site with more on the way every single week, and they are targeted at making you the best player you can be. So if you really want to start dominating in Apex, click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, and start to improve today. But okay, let's hop back into things. And guys, I do get it. I'm on mouse and keyboard. I have a PC. I'm better than you. It's fine. You don't have to keep bringing it up. But just so you guys know that I'm not biased and I do actually understand what it's like to be a controller player, just know I used to be a console kid. Way back in those glory days, I actually did used to be signed to an organization as a PlayStation 4 Rainbow Six player. And just because I know that there's gonna be that one person in the comments going, "Oh, but 8-Second, Rainbow Six Siege doesn't have any aim assist." I know that. It's just an example. I played other games as well that did have aim assist. This is just me telling you guys that I used to play controller a lot and at a high level. But okay, I just wanted to get that out of the way so you guys know that I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to controllers, and I'm not 100% biased on mouse and keyboard. So now, why is Apex so dominated by controller players right now? Why is everybody making the swap? Well, it is one major reason, and that is because of aim assist. Now, some people might not know what aim assist is, or like the vast majority of Apex players, they might not actually understand what aim assist does. Other games have different forms of aim assist, but we're specifically talking about Apex. So in Apex, aim assist helps guide your reticle and helps it stick onto players once you actually have them in your sights. If you don't believe me, here is a clip from R5 Reloaded, which is like the Apex modded server, where someone was actually able to boost aim assist to 100%, and this is exactly what it does. I do want to make it clear that the aim assist in the actual game is not this strong. This is at 100%. On console, it's at 60%, and on PC, it's at 40%. Console and PC have different aim assist values. And your sensitivity also does play a factor in your aim assist. The higher the sensitivity, the lower the aim assist really helps you out. That's why you see a lot of pro players play on lower sensitivity, something like 4.3, and that's why you hear the term 4.3 abuser. So now that you guys see how aim assist actually works, I'm pretty sure you can start to figure it out in your head why it is so strong and why controller players are so dominant in up close fights. And right now, with the meta in Apex, it's very fight heavy, very apey, very get in your face and fight, and that is where controller players shine. They're very consistent in those up close fights. That's why in one of the recent ALGS tournaments, of the 14 kill leaders, only 2 of them were MNK players. And yes, I do see Imperial Hal on the list. He was on controller. He was not on mouse and keyboard. That is why you see a bunch of different pros swapping over to controller. Most notably, like I said earlier, was Imperial Hal and also Reptar. For those who don't know, Reptar used to play on Complexity. He was a super strong mouse and keyboard player, one of the best mechanical players in the game, and he made the swap to controller because he just realized how much better he could be on that. So now we have to answer a couple tough questions. What does this mean for Apex in general? Should you swap to controller right now if you haven't already? And do you think that they plan on nerfing aim assist anytime soon? Well, for the future of Apex, it seems like it's just going to continue down the same path that it's been on. A lot of top players have been swapping to roller, and it seems like that is going to continue because of how the meta is right now. Unless we see a lot of really hard playstyle shifts where it's more longer range fights, controller is still going to be super dominant in the game because everything is just up close and personal. So now we have to answer question number 2, should you swap to controller? If you're debating on it, absolutely, swap to controller. Give it a little bit of time, play on it for a little bit, see if you like it. If you don't like it, you can always swap back to mouse and keyboard. You're not just going to lose all of your skill because you played on roller for a little bit. But if you play on controller and you actually like it, especially if you had come from a console or played controller before, and you can start to re-hone your skills on it, you might find that you have unlocked a lot more potential in up close fights. But now some people might be saying, well, why would I swap back to controller or swap to controller when they might be nerfing aim assist? And there's no real proof that they are actually going to be nerfing it. They did talk about it a while ago, saying that they were looking into it, but at worst case scenario, all they're gonna do is drop console from 0.6 down to 0.4 and match it with the PC values. They're never ever going to take aim assist out of the game completely. Sniped Out covered this topic perfectly when he was back in Halo, because Halo also had very strong aim assist, and if you weren't on controller, you could not compete at the top level, like at all. So when he was asked about aim assist, he said that they can't nerf it because then they alienate a massive amount of the population. Most of the people that played Halo and most of the people that play Apex don't want to take the time to sit in the firing range and learn all the recoil patterns and learn how to be amazing with the guns with no aim assist. A lot of people are coming home from school, coming home from work, doing something like that, and they don't want to have to take the time to practice. They just want to hop into a game and just play. If they remove aim assist completely, then people aren't going to be able to do that, and how long do you think they're actually going to stay on the game? They're just going to go to something else. Respawn and EA don't want that. So if you think that they're going to nerf aim assist, they might nerf it a tiny little bit, but again, it's only going to really drop down to 0.4. It's not going to get removed completely, don't worry. Now there are going to be some people that are sitting there saying, well, what about the mobility aspect? Mouse and keyboard has a huge advantage on controller players when it comes to doing certain movement techs. And that is kind of true. The only thing that mouse and keyboard can do that controller can't is tap strafe. And that's actually not the case on PC either, because controller players on PC can tap strafe. It is technically cheating, but you won't get banned for it. But tap strafing is not a 100% necessary movement technique. Now, it does unlock a few other movement techniques, and it is very nice to be able to pull out. I will not argue against that. But I have just under 10,000 hours in this game. I've played over 16,000 games, and that's not even including my scrims, because custom matches don't count towards your actual in-game stats. And I have only been killed by somebody that's actually effectively tap strafed maybe once, twice, less than 5. Tap strafing is not a guaranteed way to win a fight. You will not win a fight just because you can tap strafe, so if you can't tap strafe, it's not really that big of a disadvantage. Did controller at one point used to be massively disadvantaged against mouse and keyboard? Absolutely. That is why Nicewig was such a big deal when he first got signed, because he was the first controller player to be signed to a team. It was groundbreaking. But just like everything else in Apex, the game has evolved. Controller players actually now sit on the throne, and there's very little things that mouse and keyboard can do that controller can't. If you watch a lot of really good controller players, their movement is just as good and their aim is incredible. But now that you guys know why so many pros are swapping and the reason behind it, I want to ask you guys something. Do you think that aim assist is in a good spot? And if you don't, how would you change it? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear some community feedback, especially if you guys are controller players. And with all this being said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did and you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.